Oh, sorry, I started that too soon. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Aptrepreneur, and while this is a live stream, this is not going to be one of those hour-long live streams that you typically see, although I do want to do a live stream at one point about this. I guess this is a live stream that's announcing the upcoming live stream. I don't know. But this just came in. Yep. So that's a thing. That is a thing. Ride-hailing app Uber provides a transport service and can be regulated like traditional taxis, the European Union's top court said on Wednesday in a landmark ruling that will determine the rules Uber and peers have to respect in Europe. Quote, the service provided by Uber connecting individuals with non-professional drivers is covered by services in the field of transport. Member states can therefore regulate the conditions for providing that service. So, there you have it. It's in black and white. At least in Europe's eyes, Uber is not an app company. They are not a digital service. They are not a technology company. Uber, in the eyes of the European court system, are a taxi service. They are transportation. That is all they are. And the funny thing, and the reason I'm doing this live is because I was editing like 5 videos and they were going to be spread out, and then this bombshell dropped on me. And I'm kind of like conflicted now because all of those videos have some form of inaccurate information now. And yet, they're probably still important to a certain extent. So, this video is, I wanted to catch my live reaction. Let's see here. The case follows a complaint from a professional in Barcelona that Uber's activities in Spain amounted to misleading practice, unfair competition from users, Uber's use of non-professional drivers, a service Uber calls Uber Pop, which I used Uber Pop when I was in the Czech Republic. That's all it is. So it's not a very long article, this article from Reuters. Boy, arm gets tired sometimes. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know how this is going to change things. I don't. I mean, I guess we're going to have to see if what some people think is true, that Uber will simply just shut shop. They would rather leave that market than play by the rules. I fully anticipate that is what is going to happen. I mean, of course, they'll try to appeal it. Can they appeal this? Is this the top court? The European Court of Justice. Is that like the Supreme Court for Europe? If anyone in the live stream knows this, that would be, I guess I could always just look it up. So I'm just gonna look it up. European Court of Justice. Just looking it up. European. It's the highest court in the European Union. The highest court in the European Union just stated Uber is a taxi industry service and can be regulated. Well, they said transportation service, but yeah, that's a taxi service. So, and this not only affects Uber, this affects everybody. I mean, Taxify has to follow these rules if they want to relaunch there. If Didi wants to enter, they gotta go follow these new rules. Get can be regulated. If Lyft ever decided to go, they gotta be regulated now. This changes everything for people in Europe. It really does. And I think Uber would be wise to follow the regulations, maybe even help come to a compromise, because they're acting like oh, this is our business model. There's no other way to do this. I bet you there's a way to do this. I bet you there's a way to be properly regulated. And still operate and make a profit. Um, but yeah. Okay, Richard Macias said they have a whole nother country. They will have to play the rules if they want back in. Um, yeah, probably. But the problem is Europe was one of the only places they were profitable. So that's huge. So their losses might actually increase as a result of this. Wonder if it means that drivers are still independent contractors. The answer to that is probably no. It's probably no, because I don't think when there's government regulation, there's a lot of independent contractors going on. I mean, even when the government hires an outside job to do something, it's still they're a contractor, but they're still employees from someone else. So I don't know. I have to admit, I'm a little conflicted about this. I kind of wanted this to happen. I did. And now that it's here, there's a part of me somewhere in here that is thinking about what's next. What about America? This is just step one, and you know that America wants Uber to be regulated, especially after the data breach. And not that I rely so much on Uber anymore for finances. I relied on it a lot more 2.5 years ago than I do now. And I don't have to rely on them quite as much. Thanks a lot to guys like you. So thank you everyone who watches, who supports, who subscribes, who likes, who comments. You have made it so that I can make more money talking about Uber than I do actually driving for Uber. And yet, I do make a couple $100s a week on Uber most weeks. That's $800 a month. Yeah, so multiplied by 12, that's not chump change exactly. It kind of pays for my Kaiser bill, so the idea of it not being there at all is a little scary. I mean, I've always kind of been like, as harsh as I've been with Uber and the company, and as much as I really want them to suffer, I don't want them to go away. I still like the idea of Uber. I like what it can be. It's like it's a good idea and it's a good dream. And for a while it seemed to be working. It seemed to be working so good. And then it just wasn't one day. And I wish it would go back to when it was working. I really, truly wish it was. And yeah, this whole thing kind of reminds me of the loot boxes in Star Wars Battlefield 2, where loot boxes was like this creepy inconvenience extra charge in all these video games, but EA with that game pushed too far, and what happens? They've got the government about to step in and regulate the video games, which is what we didn't want them to do because they went too far. They couldn't regulate themselves. And Uber's in that same situation. They had it, people were happy, and then they decided to see what they could get away with, and they went to get away with a little bit more. And before you knew it, they had just went too far, and now here we are. So Uber will have to change. If Europe gets them to change with their rules, I believe they will leave the European market alone. Maybe. Regulation is coming to CA with Senate Bill 182, statewide Uber business license requirement next year. Yeah, so it's coming. It's coming, guys. And I have not decided if I would get the license. Because I don't know if I would get the license to drive for Uber. Well, okay, I take it back. I probably would get the license for Uber because I know that there's probably only like realistically 30% of Uber drivers who are going to get a license. And that would mean that there's a lot more rides, a lot more surge. Unless Uber changes the surge, then I'm really done. But what's also potentially coming is a new tax plan that could very well do away with mile deduction as a business expense. And I just can't. I can't do rideshare if that's going to happen. That's pretty much the only saving grace so that you don't lose it come tax time. If you lose that ability to write off your miles as a tax expense or business expense, or whatever they want to call it, then you cannot make it doing this. You just cannot. What are 27 people doing up at 1:30 in the morning watching me live? I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate it, but guys, I mean, don't. I I appreciate it. I'm humbled, honestly. So, wow. So yeah, this is crazy. Let's see here. I think they're trying to run Uber into the ground and break it up and sell it. No, no, that's not even close to what they're trying to do. Well, are you talking about the government? Well, there's nothing to break up. Uber has two products, Uber X and Uber Eats. That's all they have. So that was watching I'm better than Beetlejuice. Really? Okay, I appreciate that. Oh, Dan, you're from Australia. Oh, well, glad to see you, mate. And Maryland. So, what time is is it in Maryland? Is it 5 a.m. over there? Something like that? So that's again, appreciate it. So now I'm kind of at the point where it's like I didn't actually think there'd be anyone watching. So now now the question is, because I fully intended for this just to be a straight up quick news story video. We're at 12 minutes now, and I actually think compared to most of my live streams, I got the information out pretty fast and accurate. So does anyone want to talk about this? Hey Richard, you're like an hour away from me. 440, wow. 440 in Boston. Wow. So I have insomnia sometimes. Do any of you guys have insomnia? I don't know. Just I like to stay up late. But we do have I shouldn't be up late because we gotta in the morning deal with Katie's car accident because we got I guess I did the main news video so we can start being a little chatty, but we got an update on Katie's car, and it was not good. It was not good. But the insurance providers have decided that Katie's car is not worth fixing, so they're going to total it. Which means we have to get estimates to the value of the car, the potential lost earnings from it, all the special features that are exclusive to the car, and then of course we got to get a new car. And we have to notify the financiers because she was still paying it off. So so yeah. Thanks Albert, if you're watching this. Thanks for I'm so glad your car wasn't as damaged. So, thanks. I appreciate that. I mean, it's not my car, but, she, and it wasn't the greatest car in the world, but she definitely cried a little when she found that out because she loved that car. We get attached to our cars. What can I say? I mean, I might be getting a new car next year, and the thought of, scrapping my car is like, oh, man, but it's gotten me through 6 years, and it's great. Let's see here. Well, Uber Pool will be regulated. They rule that Uber as a company need to be regulated. So Uber Pool would be one of those, would fall under that regulation. And someone just asked Boss just asked, what if other places such as China decides to follow Europe's steps? And I don't think China would do that, to be perfectly honest. I just kind of get the sense that China has a little bit of a wild, wild west vibe out there where so long as you're not actively stepping on the government's toes, they'll let you do what you want to. They are one of the least regulated countries in terms of business. And that's why a lot of businesses thrive there. Make of that what you will. So they wouldn't do that. But, I mean, if Australia decides to go this direction, if Canada decides to go this direction, um, and of course, if America is probably next. America is probably next. Yeah, getting a car and finance for Uber would be a really bad idea right now. So I'm just, it's gonna change. When Uber loses another country, it's a win for us. Really, Richard, I'm curious to know why you say that, because I'm kind of I am definitely under the impression that Uber would rather shut down than play ball. And even though it's not a lot of money, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs over this. And I mean, here's the thing. While I agree with some regulation, the scary thing about letting governments regulate is that they tend to overreach. And California in particular is really bad at going overboard in everything they decide to do. I mean, I love California, grew up here, but yeah, every time, I don't know, it's kind of funny. I mean, the way that Trump scares some people, Jerry Brown scares me tremendously. Every time he does something, it's like, wow, that's such an extreme. So, you know, just, my thoughts personally, of course, but I do not like our governor right now. So, yeah. So here's some of the some of the topics I was making videos on about Uber losing the bid to keep taxi drivers out of the London license appeal. I was working on that, and I made a comment about the case that was just decided, so that video is outdated. Made a video about Tesla. That's probably not outdated. Made a video about BlackBerry of all things. That one's funny. Maybe I'll put that one up like tomorrow, later this afternoon, because that's kind of a fun one. And this one about Cambridge, I might actually scrap that video altogether. Actually, here's what I'll do. Because it's outdated now, like that one was just completely outdated, and it's not a great video, that will be a Patreon exclusive video. Just putting it out there. So, Jerry Brown does nothing good for California. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. But yeah, that's so much work. So much work. With all of it not acknowledging what has just happened. And I'm pretty on top of things too. So this is, yeah. Like, oh man. So, I really thought I'd be happier about this, and now maybe it's a whole change thing. I don't like change always, so this could be, I don't know. I don't know. But they definitely deserve it. I mean, for as much as I'm conflicted about what this could mean for the industry, Uber definitely deserved to have this happen to them. They not only pushed, they jumped over fences and then are surprised that they got caught. Did you retire the beanie for Christmas? It was retired for me for Christmas. But the beanie will be back on the 26th. I hope. So, anyway. So, are there any other comments we have about this? Because this has gone on for 20 minutes. That's a little bit longer than I anticipated for this to go on. And, I should probably get some sleep because, like I said, I have the morning stuff to deal with. The Ford company and stuff like that. He really, Uberman just posted the fourth Uber executive video. Well, good. That's probably going to be my next big project is responding to that video, and so although I honestly don't, there's not nearly as much to say as you guys are probably hoping for. And I'm not going to make fun of Randy at all, just for the record. So, but yeah, some of the things in those videos definitely deserved a response. So, anyway, so I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, well, you'll get one. You'll get one, but you probably won't see it until the new year because that video is going to take a lot longer to edit and make. How can I comment on your videos? Well, in the comment box below all the videos. That's how you can comment on them. So that's yeah. So let's see here. Did he post the fourth? I'm curious. I only saw the first video. Felt it's not worth the time for me. Well, that's everyone has their own opinion on that. Of course. Let's see here. Oh, yep. You guys are right. Oops. Sorry. There it is. I guess that one's mine. So yeah, he did just post it. Or he had it scheduled in advance, more likely. Okay, guys, well, I've got stuff to do, so tomorrow, so I better get some sleep. This was supposed to be a 10-minute video anyway, now it's double that. So, we're just going to end it here, but thanks for tuning in. As always, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you like the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for $1 a month. So, yep. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and we're definitely gonna need all the luck we can get with the car. So thanks for that. I appreciate that. Have a good night. Bye.